Like, consistency is the key for everything that we're doing. Consistency with being a parent, consistency with being a husband, consistency with being a wife. And I know this is not all finances, but just consistency overall is what is the key. So find a method that you can consistently do, and it's part of your process. Exponentially, where we help you build your life one system at a time.
So here we believe in the 5 pillars: faith, fitness, family, finance, and freedom. And so on this episode, we're going to focus a little bit more on the freedom pillar, but at the same time, still help you build your systems.
Specifically today, we're discussing how we are paying off debt and investing in real estate. Because some people may believe that you have to do one before the other. There's also ways to combine them.
And also I just want to say, along with what he said, we don't want you to think that the freedom pillar, and we said in a different episode that real estate is the only way you can get to your freedom. There are multiple other ways, and just as you listen to the words, as you listen to whatever we have to say, don't think about it in it has to be real estate. Think about it in whether you want to be doing a business, doing a franchise. Maybe you want to start a daycare. Maybe you just want to invest in stocks. Our biggest thing is just trying to show how we are working on our freedom pillar while we are paying off debt and figuring, and as we go through the walks of life with our kids and figuring out our finances.
Yeah. So we're going to start off, we're going to dive right on in, and we're going to discuss our first step to it. We decided to start with our money mindsets. So one big thing is we learn about each other. It was a personality test that she brought to us. I think he brought to us.
Yeah, I think if I can find it, I'll put it somewhere. But yeah.
Yeah, and we'll find it. And she brought to us, and it was like, hey, how do you view money? How do you think about money? How do you operate money? How do you see money? What do you believe in money? And it kind of breaks it down, and it had a bunch of questions, and it showed us kind of how we thought. And then it prompted questions, because once again, these personality tests aren't, the gospel. So they should prompt questions, and you shouldn't just live off of it. And then we began to discuss our personalities and discuss our perspectives. And then also we would go into what we want to build and how we see our future. You want to add anything on that?
I think it's also, we'll probably talk about this later. I think we will probably wind up having to touch on it. We might just wind up bouncing around is the mindset that you have as you figure it out. It may be something that you have developed over time from your background, how you grew up, your relationship with money. I know for me, I tend to spend. If there's another gadget out there, if it's the latest iPad or if it's a MacBook, right? Because I'm an Apple person. I bought into the Apple ecosystem. If it's another phone.
I'm not Apple.
Which causes problems sometimes.
Oh, I blow up all the the family chats because everybody else's eyes. I think my mom and I are Apple. So on her side, everybody's Apple, and they just like, I don't like including Justin into the chats because, sorry, I'm digressing.
So that is me. The camera that we use, I bought 3 years ago because I was getting into photography, but I realized that I do spend, but what comes with that is being honest with myself and being honest with my husband, because we will not accomplish our goals financially, be able to pay off student loans, and invest in real estate if I'm not honest with how my spending habits are and how I tend to be when I go spend. So that's part of what the money mindset is understanding what your habits are, because it's not where you wind up, it's not where you'll end. It's something that you have to actively work on.
Yeah. And that's the big thing is honesty. We have to, once you go through that, checklist and go through what the personality thing says, then you say, hey, am I this? Am I a saver? Am I being too conservative? Am I being too liberal? Am I being too, spending too much money? Am I holding it too much? Are we putting it in the right spaces? And so being honest with yourself and don't get too discouraged, and because where you at is not where you will be. but you need to get a current state and kind of get a, kind of a temperature check. Like, hey, where are you? So be honest with yourself, be honest with your spouse, be honest with whoever you're discussing this with, whoever group you're with, because honesty gets you there. And it's not easy. It's not easy. It hurts sometimes. It's like, am I truly that bad at spending? You look at your budget, you're like, I am. Am I truly that being that penny of a pension? You're like, all right, like, what is the purpose of this money? And money is not to be, to me, our view is money is a tool to be used to better your family's life, to better your, the next generation, building generational wealth. If you're tuning in, I think you want to build generational wealth as well. And it's there to help you and aid you, not to burden you. So that's the big thing we want to do. So be honest with yourself, be honest with your intentions, so you're not going to the next few steps with false. And then, like, because if you're not honest with yourself and honest with your spouse, then the next couple steps aren't gonna matter, because it's building a house of lies, foundation of lies.
So, I mean, after that, I don't have anything else to add to what you said.
So moving on to the next step. So we understood what where we are. We took the test. Now we're honest about the assessment. We're honest with our spouse about it. Now we're ready to set goals. So this is where we sat down with each other and we say, what are your 1 year goal, your 2 year goals, your 5 year goals? What do you want to do, and what do you want your money to be? Where do you want your money to be, and where do we want our money to grow to? Yeah.
And so I would say, when you're setting goals, for me, I'm going to talk about me. There are some of us who don't, if you ever do the DISC assessment, there are some of us who are not visionaries. And we may not always sit there and do self-analyzation and figure out, hey, what are my likes? What are my dislikes? What are my whatever else is? We just kind of go off our experiences. And because I'm a C, so my tendency is like perfection. If someone tells me this is where we're going, you give me a box, I typically stick to it, which is why I make a pretty decent quality engineer. However, what I would say to that is, when you come together with your spouse, I know I've struggled with it, is I have to work on I have to do a self-assessment to know what my goals truly are. And we just literally had a conversation about this, because Justin's freedom goals may consist of apartment complexes, right? At some point, being able to invest in apartment complexes. But I'm okay just staying in the triplex, duplex, single family homes. Mm-hmm. So then we have a gap between what Justin's goals are and what Andrew's goals are in the freedom category. And so then how do we close that gap with each other? So that just is you understanding what your goals truly are. And that's just not with freedom. That's with all the pillars that we have. Justin's fitness goals might be he wants to compete in the CrossFit Games, and Andrew just wants to have a beach ready body. Two different fitness goals.
I don't want to compete in the CrossFit.
two different fitness goals, but at the same time, how do we have children, we're in a marriage, we have jobs. So how is Justin able to do that with the systems that we've built? But that also goes along with Andrew doesn't want to do it, but if he did and I didn't, that he's not asking me to come meet him where he is, essentially. So just being honest with what your goals truly are, and then having a conversation about it. And I think one thing that we had to grow through was our goals may not be aligned. So then how does Justin, if his are bigger than mine, how does he adjust to that? And if my goals are bigger than his in something, how do we adjust in that area? So that's what I have to say about those goals. But we're talking about financial goals, but yeah, essentially those goals.
Or the overarching goals. So yeah. So then with financial goals, we when you break that down, use that mindset, right? Honesty, understanding each other's place, and not feeling burdened by the other person's goals. Then the next step is just write it down. Write everything down. Write your goals down, write your wants, be detailed about it. So go into what kind of house you want, what kind of savings you want, how many months of what's the word I'm looking for?
Emergency fund.
How many months of emergency fund? Then what do you want what percentage of your income do you want your expenses to take up? Some people say 25%. Some people say it's okay. They say 50%. What do you want your expenses to take up? Your percentage of? So if 25% is your number, then hey, expenses are 3,000. Just arbitrary numbers. If 24% is your number, your expenses each month is 3,000, and you need to bring in $12,000 per month. So that kind of things, those things. What do you want? So think about what kind of trips you want. What kind of help you want to give to people. Who are you helping? Are you helping family members? Are you helping mom, dad, grandma, granddaddy, aunties? Who are you trying to help? Who do you want to help in the future? Do you want to build a business? All right, how much money you need to set aside for a business? Those are financial goals. Go into the details of those. And I believe we're going to attach a worksheet to kind of just go through some topics of how to set financial goals, how to look at the future you, and planning for yourself. So we want to help. I guess the reason for me exponentially, the reason for this is to help people and help as many people we can help, and who's willing to try and build and grow. We hit our head across knocked our head along the way. We've been helping and behind the scenes with people and giving knowledge to family and friends and loved ones. And we decided to say, hey, why not just put it out there for people to learn too? Because we can't be the only ones just struggling sometimes. So each one teach one. Something I thought about. But going back to the video, going back to finances. Any more on the goals?
No.
I think you broke down. And then after that, this is how we moving forward. So we saw personalities. We were honest. We decided to be honest with each other. We set our goals. Now we understand where our goals are at. And now, all right, that's all the vision part, right? We setting our vision, setting our foundation. Now we coming back to the reality, like where are we at? So we have some debt, and we need to build. So what we need to do now, we start reviewing debt methods. Like how do we get out of debt?
So, as Justin said, that of course, part of this is we do have debt that we need to pay off, and there's different methods to pay off your debt. You have like the snowball method, you have the avalanche method, you can do the hybrid, a hybrid of the two. You have, what else is there? Did I miss? We're not going to try to touch on all of them, but just a couple.
Yeah, there's several out there. Mine going blank right now, but yes, just look up debt payoff methods and it'll give you a list and kind of details. And we're gonna do another one. But so to dive into it, the cash flow index. You said debt avalanche already.
Yeah, we'll just go with that 3, but yeah. But then there's a hybrid of them, and we can do something separate to talk about all of them. We don't mind doing research, and we'll plug it somewhere. I don't know. But the main 2 that we have done from our research are the snowball and the avalanche. I think we're doing a hybrid of those 2 as we go pay off our debt. But the biggest thing is knowing what your debt is, and then figuring out how you're going to attack it. Because some people might say, I want to do the snowball method and I want to pay the smallest debt first. And some might say that I want to do the debt avalanche and figure out which one has the interest rate and get rid of the interest, because interest will continue to accumulate. So I think we just have to make sure the 2 based on how much we have coming in. So yes, because of course I said earlier we do still have children that we are paying.
Yeah, and remember, the best debt payoff method is the one that you can stick with. So do your research like we did, and we went down to the snowball and avalanche. Find out what's best for you, because you want to consistently do it. Consistently do something. Like, consistency is the key for everything that we're doing. Consistency with being a parent, consistency with being a husband, consistency with being a wife. And I know this is not all finances, but just consistency overall is what is the key. So find a method that you can consistently do, and it's part of your process.
Okay. So the next thing that we're going to talk about is finding systems. It's really just habits.
It flows right into the consistency thing I was talking about.
Yeah, it does. And so, as Justin said earlier, there is a consistency piece with your with what you're doing when it comes to handling your finances. Because I'm gonna just say budgeting. I think we talk about budgeting later on, so I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. But if you establish a budget, you doing a budget one week and then not doing the budget the next, and not actually tracking where your money is going, means that sometimes you'll start spending on what you shouldn't. So if I have a grocery budget of $300 and I am almost in the month, I am at April 22nd and I have really $50 left and I did not budget this week and I don't know where my spending is, because we go grocery shopping every week for the most part, then more than likely I could go over that $50 and blow up my budget because I did not look at my budget like I'm supposed to, and I had built that habit into one of my systems. Another example is a grocery list. A grocery list can seem very basic, but when you go grocery shopping and you're hungry and you have a grocery list, it kind of keeps you on track. You won't buy those Oreos. You won't buy those extra chips. You won't buy that apple juice because you know you're going to be thirsty after you eat the chips. Like that grocery list will help keep you on track. And to be honest, you can make it fun. Like
very specific, isn't it? Very specific example.
And you can make it fun because we went, when his sister was younger, we went grocery shopping and we had a grocery list. And she literally said, "It's not on the list." And I wanted it. It was I think it was cereal or something. She just went, "It's not on the list." And I said, "Listen here, chick. You're not paying for it." But at the same time, because we had a list, I don't think I wound up buying it until I threw it in somebody else's face and it went off the list. And then, I gave a tit for tat. But either way, the grocery list for us is a habit. There's also some things that you buy on repeat for us.
Right. Yeah.
And so when it starts getting low, it just pops back on the grocery list. And there's an app that we use for that, so that I literally can add groceries to the list as Justin's going grocery shopping, which is pretty cool. So just consistency. No matter what the habit is, consistency is key and is very important when it comes to your finances.
And understanding is this habit or goal or budget, is it in line with your goal that you set up earlier? These are your goals. Lay them all out. Now find the habits and systems, and hopefully we can provide all the systems and habits that you would need. So our goal is to just put out a bunch and let you know, hey, these are the systems we're using. These are the other systems that are out there. These are the habits. So we can give you a kind of a catalog, but do your research too. Find the habits, find the systems that are good for you, and then implement them. And then consistently try. Don't just try for a week or two. Give it 2 to 3 months. See if that system is working for you. Put it in there. Live it. Breathe it. Eat it. Stay with it. Put that system in place. So this is how we are paying it off. This is not wrapping it up, but this is what we're telling you now is what we're doing to pay off debt and to get into real estate. So we're paying off debt this way, right? And we're creating the systems so that now we can put time towards put time and money towards investing in real estate. So we use these debt systems, we're using these habits, using these apps. So now we can turn around and invest in real estate. So we're paying off debt by using these systems and put them to a system and automatizing it. I'm saying the wrong word. What's the wrong word?
It's fine. You can
automate it. Automate it. There you go. Yeah. I'm over here making up words. Systematize and automate.
I think we
put them together.
We picked up what you were putting down.
But you put them in place because like the budgets we're creating isn't like a restriction. We're just learning to give, like we said, put money as a tool. We're learning to put the budget over here and give all your money a job to do. Like give it a purpose, give it a job, give it an intention. And so now that you're focusing on your budget, focusing on what you need to be doing financially, you can then invest. And so that's how we're combining the two. Getting rid of our debt, giving and being consistent. And now, boom, we can invest in real estate.
Okay, I think we're about to wrap up pretty soon. So
yeah.
So the next thing that we'll say is with the habits is giving yourself some grace. Because depending on your personality, again, depending on your money mindset, you may fall into your old trap. You may fall into your old ways. And sometimes how we perceive ourselves is how we may give off to our spouse, to our kids, to whoever else. So understand you are not perfect. As Justin says, you are not God. That's what he likes to tell me. So you will not be perfect. We are not Jesus. So just reminding ourselves that there will be days where we mess up. And when it comes to our spouses, understanding there will be days where they will mess up because they are not perfect. And I think that'll be one of the hardest things. I'm not going to say any of this is easy. I will say that some things are easier said than done. And I will say that having someone that you're doing it with makes a huge difference.
It does.
Because it allows you to have someone to talk to. And then I think in our Bible study, I know, we talked about being a landing spot, or a good landing spot. So the days that you are struggling, if Justin comes to me and says, Andrea, today I super duper struggled with, he doesn't say super duper, but
that's
today,
her word.
Today I struggled with, I really, really, really wanted to go out to eat today. And it wasn't in our budget. We didn't plan for it. And I went out to eat. And I know as his wife that Justin likes to eat out. He doesn't. I do, but he doesn't. I know that Justin likes to eat out.
I grew up in the country, y'all. So like, we did a lot of cooking. It wasn't
so
like, no.
And I know that I made Justin, like, we meal prepped and he had food in his lunchbox. I knew he took his lunchbox to work that day, and we had food trucks, so we went to some food truck at work. And I'm like, Justin, we had like, how does that make him feel when he's already feeling bad that he went out to eat? And he was coming to be open and honest to let me know, hey, I did this. Versus, I understand you were hungry or you wanted to eat out. I know that's something you struggled with in the past. I'm not saying these are the words that you say, but just you don't have to get on them when they're already feeling down. So just giving them grace, and you give yourself grace, because how I might have approached him may be how I'm talking to myself already if I did something like that.
And understand that, like, failures are feedback. So, like when you have a setback, it's feedback, right? So, like, they can learn from your spouse, because then also you can learn how to address them. So, whereas Andrea said that she gave an example, that kind of reverse. Like, Andrea does not receive that well, that kind of feedback, that kind of, hey, aren't you supposed to be doing this? Whereas I do. Like, I took well to that in high school and stuff, and with sports. Coach was like, hey, Justin Wolf, you're supposed to be on this, you're supposed to do this, you missed your assignment, no. And I'm like, it would hold my head down, but it motivated me. Whereas that doesn't motivate Andrea. So we have to learn what motivates our spouse as well. So throughout this journey of getting rid of debt and handling your financial world so that you can invest, you have to understand your partner too. So all your failures are feedback. Take those as opportunity. It's not easy in the moment to feel like it's feedback, but take those opportunities to learn each other, so that then y'all can grow together. Something I believe. Thoughts?
None. It's
just all right.
Sounded good.
It sounded good. It's the truth.
It sounded great.
All right. So
I'm just gonna say, just thanks everyone for joining us on this episode. I hope you got something out of it. If you did, please, as we grow our channel, as we grow and giving feedback to the community, our community that we're building on, just if you like it, if you found value, please just, of course, what they say, like and subscribe, so that as we drop new videos, that you can actually go and you'll get some type of notification. So, and also leave some comments. We do like to hear comments, whether it's what you're investing in, what are some, actually, here's a task or an ask. It's not a task, it's an ask. Can you drop down, what are you working on to prepare yourself for your freedom category that you're building? Like, what are you doing now, just do that. What are you working on? And maybe we'll get some stuff and we can all talk about it. We can do another episode about that, because we do want this to be a community of like-minded people, because we are not the only ones that are doing this with kids, a family, trying to stay true to our faith. Yeah.
And this is just not entertainment. We joke around, we play around, and we're gonna be some goofballs. But like, what we also want you to like move from this. Like, what are you doing next? Like, what would this push you to do?
Homie, friend, don't give them 2 tasks. Are you asking me to make a comment on this too?
No comment. Just what are you gonna do next?
So the comment drop task is what I asked you to do.
Yeah.
What are you doing now to prepare for your freedom category?
Right.
And then he continues with his motivational speech. Go ahead. Sorry.
So yeah. What is your next step from this video? Did it trigger anything? Like, yes, when we were preparing for this video, we're like, there's stuff we're doing, but when we rehash it, we can do more. We can do something else. So what is your next step? One next step. That's all it is. So what's the next step for you? And like, just go out there and get it done, and keep that momentum. Either keep the momentum or start the momentum. But yeah, just keep it going, because at the end of the day, we're not just about like entertainment or doing more. We're about putting a system in place so that you can continue to grow and build. So like, it's not about just the task. It's about the system of just the next step. Because you want your life to be a system, so you can put it almost on autopilot, and you're just automatically growing. You know, it's a system of growth. So that's what I'm saying. So from this episode, do the next step. Next episode, do the next step. And you just continually do the next step, because it's a system you put in your life.
Great.
And hopefully you can seamlessly hit goals at that point in time, because then it's like you wake up growing.
Yeah, we're trying to cut it.
My bad. I just love that. I love growth. I love system. I love helping people.
We're just trying to cut it and
yes.
get going still.
She keeps me in check. Y'all see that, right?
Thank you for joining. We'll see you on the next one.
This has been me exponentially. I'm Justin.
You're changing the outro.
She's Andrea. Thank y'all.